Hey guys, welcome back to a new Slaying Shade. If you are new to the Slaying Shade series, I usually end up talking about other influencers, a lot of beauty gurus, and I put on makeup. And today we are going to be talking about Huda Beauty, Huda Katan. I hope I pronounced her last name right. And in the spirit of talking about her, we are going to use the Rose Gold Edition palette here. This is not the remastered version. This is the one that came out a while ago. I dig it. A friend of mine got the remastered palette and she has this regular palette and she was like, I see no difference aside from the fact that like the shimmers are like kind of creamier, but then they also like don't stick on as well, I guess. That was her personal experience. So yeah, so we're just going to jump right into this. I am not a huge Huda Beauty fan. I don't like her, but I don't really not like her like some others. Although the more time goes on, the more problematic she's becoming. So I'm kind of getting to that point. I think today I'm going to try something that I've never done before, which is a red and black eye. I think I'm going to go in with Black Truffle and Man-Eater and then maybe do one of these golds like down here or in the inner corner. I don't know. I typically don't know, so we'll just see what happens. So far I went in with the Naturally Flawless BH Cosmetics foundation. I am like getting pretty low on this one. I really love it. And I apologize, but the whole like lawnmower crew of people are cutting, they're all cutting the grass on like our house and all of the homes all around us in our like cul-de-sac. So I'm really sorry. It takes them hours and I really had to get this video done. So I do apologize for the noise. From the foundation, I went in with the Studio Pro Concealer. I really like this concealer. I like it as much as I liked the Tarte Shape Tape. Although this may just be a little bit too light. I don't know. I mean, I think it looks pretty good. And I did Tightline with the Maybelline Skinny Precise, and I set my eyes with, and I just used some foundation and concealer to prime them, but I went in with this shade Bay. And yeah, so I'm going to put some powder down. I did use my bronzing palette from Smashbox. I did not do any blush or highlighter yet. I wasn't sure if I was going to even do any blush. It's summertime. It's been like storming like crazy and raining here, and I felt like on a dark, dreary day I would do like a darker look. Some people have some comments about liking like a darker look on me, so I thought, hey, I'll do it. So I'm going to put down some powder here so that I can catch any fallout. Let me get my mirror situated. Okay. Okay, so in all honesty, I didn't know who Huda Beauty was until sometime after, I think, that I got the Rose Gold palette. I knew that there were like issues with her, but I didn't know, basically the only people, or the person I saw talking about her the most as far as like drama, sorry, I am dropping all sorts of things. As far as drama was John Cuckian, and fuck him. So I didn't really pay much attention to him because I'm like, you know, it's him. I'm actually going to go in with this Bossy shade, I think, first, into the crease. I may have used a little too much here. So the first sort of drama that I actually heard about, I don't think it was John. I think that I just like saw on Instagram and some people like sharing some things about her mink lashes. His saying like, how can they be cruelty free if they are mink lashes? She said that they come from some kind of like a really nice farm where they just like shave them basically, and that's such bullshit. Fur farms are like probably the nastiest. Unfortunately, I've seen a lot of horrible stuff, especially when I first became vegan. But even if you can find a place that is not going to kill the minks, they are stacked in freaking cages, like one on top of another. It's absolutely despicable. And as with other animals that they use for fur, typically what they do is they electrocute them, and they start to skin them a lot when they're still alive. Sometimes they're poisoned, but they have to make sure that they don't ruin the fur, which is why they do that. So she's full of shit. Like, she's just flat out lying about this cruelty-free mink, you know? And I mean, I've only tried a few types of like faux mink lashes, and I have really sensitive eyes, and I just can't wear false lashes, but I have seen them, and it doesn't seem like you're missing anything if you don't have mink lashes, you know? That's just my opinion, though. I'm gonna grab, looking for this really great BH brush, that I like to lay down like black with. Let me fix this up a little bit. So that was the first time I saw her like just being completely ignorant and like lying, because I mean, there are people that still buy products if they're not cruelty free and if they're not vegan. We have a right to know so that we can make that decision instead of like getting the whole like runaround, you know? So I think that was like the first bit of drama that I saw with her. And I did notice, I mean, because I'm not an idiot, I did notice that like she never really had women of color in her promos, like on her Instagram or on the website, like promoting her brand. And I always found that kind of weird, because she is a woman of color in her own right, you know? And especially having a not white skin tone, you would think that she would be more inclusive to people. And it wasn't until like way after a lot of people started, you know, calling her out on it, and she was getting like some backlash, that she sort of started to add more women of color. But now when she does it, it seems like they're like props to her, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like she actually cares. It's just like, just to make everybody happy, I'm just gonna throw in a couple of dark-skinned women, which is a shame. Downright fucking shame. And so I think I don't know if she is racist. That's a strong word, but I think that she's like racially insensitive. Like, I just don't think, I think that some people are just really ignorant, you know, and they have no self-awareness, and they have like these egos, so they think that what they're doing is fine. And she seems like she's one of those types of people. I'm trying to get this black like blended, but also really dark on the outer corner here. I am not good at makeup, just so, if you're new here, I'm not good at makeup, just so you know, but makeup's fun. So anyway, so now I remember, so I mean, whether or not you find her to be racist, I think that like kind of like that in and of itself, where like people have to make you add women of color to like your campaigns, kind of says a lot to me anyway. I know that she's from Dubai. Now, I have a friend, Jabber. I haven't seen him in forever, but he lives in Dubai. And we met each other at a Behemoth show, at a metal show. And we've hung out with him quite a few times when he would come back to Pittsburgh, and he's super cool. But I would ask him stuff like, what if you're gay in Dubai? And he'd be like, you're just not. I'm like, well, what if two guys were holding hands? No, they just don't. Because of the legal trouble it can cause. And so maybe like, I mean, he's not homophobic and he's not racist. So I'm not really sure like if we can blame Huda's like view of things on her own culture. I mean, I don't know. Because it's not like she's not in the world, you know what I mean? And it's not like she's like super young and she's never been out there and she has like no clue like what's going on, you know? I guess some people have said, you know, maybe that's why she doesn't put any men in her makeup campaigns because of the laws in Dubai. And that does make sense. The thing is that as far as her putting men in her campaigns, a lot of makeup companies don't do it, and it's sad. Like, I have a whole rant about this planned, but there are big brands, small brands, you know, it was like James Charles and Manny, it was like they, and even Jeffree Star, it's like these people made it okay for people to wear makeup, even before that. I mean, David Bowie, anyway, but I'm just saying, as far as like influencers go, it's like, it was really cool and like trendy to makeup companies to like have men in their campaigns, because a lot of them don't. I mean, you don't typically walk into like a even a drugstore beauty place and see like a CoverGirl ad with a man or a Maybelline ad with a man, you know? Like, you're always seeing like strictly women. Around here anyway. And I don't know about Sephora because I have not been in a Sephora in forever. I like to order online because I am more of an indoor cat, and that's just how I am. Okay, anyway, totally getting off track. But since she's a brand that, you know, was made possible by social media, you know, and it's not like you can't see people using her products that are men and like tagging her and stuff. So it's not like she couldn't, I mean, I don't know if she can't do it or if she just doesn't want to. Now, I know that there's some rumors of her saying like some homophobic things, and I mean, that's just what they seem like to me, because I don't know. So I don't want to go into too much about that because I'm just not, I don't want to, you know, allegedly she has said like some homophobic things. Now I'm going to go for the red, but I don't know what brush I want here. So the other bit of controversy surrounding her is this whole beauty bakery thing. Now, this is the most recent one anyway, and I am with everybody else. Like, there are other brands that have always had like a vintage vibe, but like when you think of like bakery aesthetics of like cosmetics, you think of Beauty Bakery. And I think that she definitely knows who Beauty Bakery is. And I mean, some of these pictures were just downright almost like complete copies of some of the photos from Beauty Bakery. So, I mean, it's not like she didn't know. I think that she liked the whole vibe and she knew that it wasn't hers, but she doesn't care. You know, she probably has one of the biggest egos out of all of the influencers. And I try not to really, it's not like I don't want to pay attention to her because I want to know what's going on, you know, with influencers, especially influencers that I get products from. I just felt like, you know, she was problematic, but I didn't know like how problematic, you know? And I feel like Beauty Bakery had like the perfect response when they said, you know, everyone is invited to the bakery, even Huda, you know. And then there were some people on the other side of that are huge Huda Beauty fans that were like saying, because the whole like slogan of Beauty Bakery is better, not bitter. So when they added that there, they were like, oh, they're like throwing shade and all this stuff. And it's like, how can you defend her over Beauty Bakery, like over this woman that started this line, black woman owned brand that is amazing, you know? Oh, I should have brought down some of my Beauty Bakery stuff to use. I didn't even think about it. But I think that, yes, it's easy for brands to take advantage of like indie brands, smaller brands. I mean, we see it all the time, really, you know. Now, I think I'm gonna maybe do a little black like under here. You know what? I'm gonna actually take this red on my finger and see if I can make it just a little more red. Okay. Sometimes I'll use my fingers to blend things. I don't know if anybody else does that, but especially like if you're like going into another color like that, I just think it's a lot easier and you can be a little bit more precise than with a brush. So I would kind of like blend that there. So it's like the black is sort of, the red's like kind of seeping into the black, and just go over this a little bit here. Okay, I think that's kind of as good as we're gonna get. I'm using this clean blending brush. It's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be, honestly. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go under my eye now. But anyway, back to Huda. The last thing that I heard, like before, anyway, this whole beauty bakery stuff, oh my goodness, like, she's supposed to have, anyway, I don't know if she still is, but she's supposed to have a show on Facebook Watch. I'm not sure if anything's changed with that because of like all of like the drama surrounding her, but I know that she was supposed to have like a reality show on there, like about being in the family business and how hard it can be, and like, you know, oh, I'm rich and I'm famous and I'm beautiful and oh, this is all the drama I have to deal with, like a reality show. And I'm not sure if that's still gonna happen, but honestly, if it does, I would love to see it just so that we can get, and you know, reality shows are mostly bullshit, but sometimes you get a little sneak peek at the real side of somebody. Now, the thing about her that really bothered me the most was when that woman took a photo of herself. She's very pale. Photo of herself with the Faux Filter foundation from Huda, and like essentially did blackface with it. Like, I was like, what? And Huda, she fucking shared it. Like, it was funny. Like, or not funny, but like it was artistic or something. You know, it's like some people just miss the mark. Like, what are you doing? And that was just awful. Like, not just that Huda, like, pretty much acted like it was fine because, like, she liked the picture and stuff, but that this girl would even do that to begin with. So I think that's, like, on both of them. Okay, I'm putting some red under there. I usually don't go this low on, like, my lower lash line, but we're just doing what we can. So it'll be pretty interesting if she does, like, come out with a show. I mean, I know that, like, back when I read that, it was probably sometime, like, last month or something, but I remember them saying that, like, they were concerned that it could possibly be, like, a big flop because of all of, like, the bullshit that she's been getting into. And I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, she reminds me of, like, every other influencer that's like, oh, people like me on Instagram for some of the worst hacks ever, especially her bleaching or whitening, brightening your vagina. Like, what are you doing? Like, is a dark vagina, like, a bad thing? Like, I just don't understand that at all. I'm gonna wet this brush. This is from the Smoke and Mirrors set from BH. I love their brushes. And I'm gonna go in with a gold. I think I'm gonna do either hashtag blessed or 24K. I'm not sure. I'll try this one first. See how it goes. Okay, so yes, I used hashtag blessed. But, you know, why is that a thing? Like, why would anybody want to bleach their vagina? Like, or brighten it or whatever? I don't understand. And it seems pretty dangerous. And that's not, like, the only kind of, like, hacks that she has that are, like, just downright weird. And that's what you do on Instagram to get a bunch of clicks. But she reminds me of just this self-centered, like, cunty girl that, you know, got famous off of social media, and now she thinks, you know, that she's hot shit and things don't apply to her. She can do whatever she wants. And, you know, and to a certain degree, it's true, because all of these influencers have these crazy stans that will just put up with all of their shit. You know, they make excuses for them. It's like, you know, they can do no wrong. And when you know, she is another one that likes to block people and delete comments. And it's frustrating because it's like I said before with other people that do that kind of shit, it's like they want, I know that I already have like a ton of liner underneath here, or like shadow, but I just had to do it. It was sitting here. I'm going to do a little, maybe I'll do a little brow highlight. I don't know. Let me see what I have here. But yeah, so I feel like she's just, you know, another one of these people that can get away with like this bullshit because nobody really calls them out on it. And even if they do, they have like way more support, I guess, or like, since they block all of these things, they just don't want to deal with it. I'm going to go into this Moon Dust shade. It's like a little very pale gold kind of shimmer, and put this underneath here. And it's a shame too, because it's like, you think of all of these really wonderful and talented, like legitimate makeup artists, and it's like, oh, you really wish like those people could come out with a brand, you know, and like really know what like they're doing instead of, you know, instead of who we have. But I mean, I'm not trying to be like petty about it. It's just that I like this palette, and like I love the Desert Dusk palette, but like I don't love those things more than having respect for somebody and knowing that they have dignity and that they're intelligent and that they care, you know? So when people like her just totally ignore things and act like they're above it or whatever, I'm going to try this Koki line and style. Let me see if I can get this in here. This is a long ass black eyeliner. I don't know what it's going to do, but I'm going to keep it real close to the lash line here because this thing is like scary. I'm trying to find a replacement for my Kat Von D. I think we all kind of are. So, I mean, it's not bad though. I mean, I like it. It's just like crazy long. Like, what is happening? And I got it all over my hand. Anyway, I feel like she, you know, she got popular off of there, and when she does something wrong, she deletes comments. She has like a facade, like most of these gurus do, because they want to be in their own bubbles, and they consider any type of criticism to be hate. Oh my goodness, no. And you know, especially when things are coming from like your own fans, it's not hate. They just want you to be better. They want you to be successful. They want you, you know, if you are just straight up ignorant to something, they want you to know better. They want you to do better because they want you to be better. You know, anybody that supports somebody, like an influencer and stuff, of course, I'm going in with the Koki waterproof mascara. And I'm going to go in with a little bit of the Wet n Wild highlighting gold bar. I have not used this in a very, very long time. So I'm feeling a little gold. And I don't think I'm going to do any, I wonder if I have a highlighting brush down here. I'm not going to probably do any blush. I'm just kind of like, Not really in the mood. Oh, I like this one for highlight, this shadow brush. So you guys are going to have to let me know what you think. I obviously think that she is smart. She just may be like ignorant about some things. But, you know, there's always an excuse. And I'm tired of there being an excuse for everyone's like shit behavior, you know? And I think the only time that people were ever really like standing behind Huda was when, she released the photos for the new highlighters that she was having, that she was coming out with, and one of the biggest morons ever, Kristen Leanne, had to say, oh, I can't even use this shade, my goodness. And it's like, hey, you're a white chick, you have like so many freaking like options. But everybody was sort of behind Huda Beauty in that aspect, like, hey, like she created this for people of color, so why don't you shut the fuck up, Kristen Leanne. Other than that, I don't see a lot of people sticking up for her or being sort of on her side. But a lot of like the drama that I did see a long time ago was from John Cuckian, and like I just didn't ever really believe anything that he said. So I would, this is even before I knew about like Guru Gossiper and like all that stuff. I'm gonna go in to this Smashbox liquid lipstick in the shade Velvet Noir. This is it here. I got this because of Jeffree Star's review, and I'm not very good at putting on lipstick. But I love this shade so much. It's like shimmery. I should have lined my lips with like black first, or maybe did Maneater to match the red a little bit more. But hey, it's not that bad. I'm trying to get like better at makeup since I love doing like these slaying shades and stuff, but I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm getting worse. So this is a dark look. My feelings on Huda Beauty, I think she's shady. I think that she lacks all types of self-awareness. I don't know if her not having men in campaigns is because of Dubai. I'm not sure, excuse me, what her deal was with not having any women of color in her campaigns. And now when we see them, to me, it feels like they are props. And I don't like that shit. This latest stuff, I mean, from her defending things that are not cruelty-free, like her mink lashes, to copying off of a, you know, person of color owned brand, an indie brand, a brand that has such a great message. That was sort of the last straw for me. So I am done supporting her. I am done. I have 2 palettes from her. I got rid of the foundation because it was a mess, the faux filter one. I mean, that was another issue too, because a lot of people, you know, said that she copied like Fenty's, like Pro Filter foundation. And I totally think that that's true. I really do. I think that she doesn't have any ideas. I think that she's stale. She's bland. She's not very creative. And I think that's why she wanted to do the remastered rose gold palette. I just think it's a bunch of bullshit, you know? And I personally just don't care for her. If you guys like her, I totally understand that. You know, leave your comments down below. Let me know how you feel about her, if there's anything that I missed. And I will see you guys in the next video. So thank you so much for watching and subscribing. Follow me on Twitter if you want to. Love and hugs. Bye.